Hi, this is Peter. Welcome to another episode of On the Road with Beyond the Cane Pole. I think that's what we're going to do as a working title right now. Any rate, headed out to Hutch's, which you should by now have seen that video of how to get to Hutch's to go get some of their Wednesday special, which is a chicken liver dinner. It comes with two sides, whatever two sides you choose. And I might take a picture of the meal when I get it. Don't know what I'm gonna get for sides yet. I'm thinking, fried corn nuggets and some fried squash. But the other reason I'm going out there is they have blackberry cobbler, and I'm gonna get us some enough blackberry cobbler for dessert for the wife, myself, and the daughter. For dinner tonight, we're gonna have steaks because a comedy of errors took steak out of the fridge yesterday just for the wife and I, and then we ended up calling and going to get dinner from a Chinese place because we got busy with something helping a neighbor, which is good. At any rate, today I would like to talk to you about something that is very, very annoying, very frustrating, very uncool. And really, I don't know when society started being this way. I don't know when it became, the norm to do something like this. Oh, they just patched the roads. All right. What I'm talking about is if you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't just say, let me help you with that. I know how to deal with this. I'll get right back with you. I'll make that for you. I'll do this for you so you don't have to worry about it. Because invariably, every time somebody says that, it ends up, I have to deal with it. I have to make it. I have to whatever. They don't ever do what they say they're going to do. Sometimes that's if you ask somebody to do something, they say, yeah, sure, and then you end up having to do it for them. Which I have come to expect that. But what really irks me is when you're talking about something, or you mention something that you're going to do, or that you need to do, or need to get done, or whatever, and then somebody comes out of the blue and says, "Hey, I can do that. I'll do that for you. I like you enough. I'll get it done." And then never do they do it. I'm going to do a case in point here. I have used the same Santa suit now for going on 11 years. Yeah, it's 11 now. No, 12. This year will be 12 years I'll have been in the same suit. Now I have added, I added extra pants, added shirt, for underneath. But the same coat will be 12 years. If the wife and I don't get to making a new one, which we're talking about doing. First couple years into it, somebody said, "Oh, I can make you one just like that. Only it'll be better. Let me get your measurements." They actually got my measurements, okay? And then nothing. They disappeared off the face of the earth. Never heard from them again. I know they didn't disappear, but they changed their cell phone number and didn't give it to us, moved, don't know where they're living now. I do know they still exist. I'm friends with other friends that know them, but I never went ahead and tracked that down. A little later on, had somebody say, "Oh yeah, I can make it. We'll get together, we'll get the measurements and decide what you want, and we'll do some fabric. Let me get some fabric samples and I'll get back with you." Never got back with them. Just even more recently, this past year, with all this on my face, I have a hard time taking and bending over to a water fountain and getting a sip of water. Imagine now, splash all around in the mustache, drip down the beard. It happens. I can, if the fountain shoots it up high enough, get a decent drink, but those low shooting fountains, some of which even people without the beard and mustache have an issue with, but are very problematic for me to get a drink from a water fountain. Now, I don't often drink from public water fountains, but when I need to take an aspirin or something and the public water fountain is right around the corner from where I'm changing into my suit, it's a lot easier to grab just a sip of water than it is to walk over the set, grab something out the cooler, or grab my cup that's over there. So I do tend to need a sip of water at least. So I have been carrying a little small cup. It was something we bought for the kids when we were camping. It was a little small enamel cup. It kind of suits the old world Santa look I've got, but it's not as authentic as I'd like it to be. I've always wanted a small wooden Cusca, or even just a little wooden teacup to keep in my bag. A wood cup, old-fashioned wood cup, hand rubbed with oil, so it's food safe oil, so it's safe to use. It won't be getting any, it even be waxed. It won't be getting any heat to it. It's just for cold sip of water out of water fountain while I'm wearing a Santa suit. Don't want to drip all over the Santa suit. Don't want to have a wet mustache and beard. Well, I was at a show, and there's was a wood carver convention next door, and the guy saw me using my cup to get a drink of water out of the fountain. He said that was so neat. I said, yeah, but it's not as authentic as I'd like. I'd like to have a wood cup. He says, really? I can do that for you. I said, well, how much would it cost me? He said, no, man, I'll do it for you. Give me your address and all like that. So I exchanged my address with him, put it on the back of a business card. He wrote in the fact that, wanted a cup, a little Cusca type cup. He knew exactly what would be perfect for it. I was going to take his word for it. He said, I'll send it to you. Well, I'll get it done right after the convention. Well, convention ended. That was January. Not January. That was November. And here it is June, July. Here it is. And June was when I finally really gave up on it, but it's July, no cup. Okay, fine and dandy. A few weeks later, figuring that this guy wasn't going to make me one, and even if he did, it may not be the right thing, but it wouldn't be bad to have another one that I could carry on a daily basis with, using a little toggle, slipping under my belt, whatever. And I don't mean daily basis as in running out to, go get bait or something. But if I'm out for a while, especially during Santa season when I'm wearing a red shirt with Santa on it, I have a cup that's not the cup I'm using, in my full suit with my bag and the whole 9 yards. So I talked to a wood carver back in December. This is a wood carver I have bought a pin from. I've looked at their stuff. They actually recently gave me a ornament for my tree that they made specifically for me because I'm their Santa. They love me, So I talked to them. I was like, can y'all make a cup? Just a little, If you look up a Cusca, you'll know what I'm talking about. The fellow knew exactly what it was. I said, could you make me a small one? Just enough to get a sip of water about, and I showed him the cup that I had. I said, nothing that holds anything more than that. I really need something small to stuff in my bag to, be able to get a drink at a water fountain, especially when I want to take some Tylenol or something like that. And he's like, sure, no problem. I'll get it for you after the shows are done. He says, I got 2 more shows, this month, because he didn't end the shows when the show that I was at ended. So I got 2 more shows this month, and I'll get with you. I mean, we see each other locally a few times a year, so I'm sure we can see each other. So yeah, I can come down, I can pick it up, or whatever, whenever you got it ready. And once again, here it is, July, no cup, and I was gonna pay for that one. Didn't know what I was gonna pay. He had no clue. He said, it depends on how much material and time I have to put into it, but said it shouldn't be that much, and nothing. I mean, not a thing. So it really irks me when you say you're going to do something and you don't do it. If it's your idea, like I said, the guy who I first talked to, it was his idea he was going to make me a cup. I didn't ask for it. Do it. If you say you're going to do it, do it. Don't just, give lip service and flappy gums. All right, that's just a little bit of old school in me talking. Like I say, this new world we live in, people will lie to your face and say things they think you want to hear, and it's okay. Everybody thinks it's okay. Nobody relies on anybody to do anything anymore, and I can't say I blame them. I've gotten to that point, but I always try and do what I say I'm going to do. It's the way I was raised, the way that I am. All right, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you may have learned something. There will be more of these videos, but I am planning on perhaps doing a little fishing video. We're also getting together with the neighbor who has a little 5-year-old that fishes with the wife, and having some hot dogs and s'mores sometime soon, so there may be a little video of that.